Hey mamas, welcome to 30 minutes of pregnancy yoga for the second trimester. If you're in your third trimester, this video is great for you too, but I wanted to design a yoga practice that was for the second trimester specifically because this is a time that we're getting a little bit more excited. You've possibly told friends and family, and you might even know the gender of your baby, so it's a very happy time. Although it's not always a happy time, there's a lot of worry still and fears, but I want you guys to know this yoga class will help guide you through your journey. I myself have practiced yoga through both my pregnancies, and I just love to share the journey of yoga and how it can help. But with that said, if you're not sure if yoga, fitness, or any type of movement you're doing is going to serve you, talk to your doula, midwife, doctor, whomever is guiding you through your journey, and just make sure that they're aligned with what you're doing and making sure it's going to serve you in your body and baby in this moment. You can expect a 30-minute class full of movement, stretching. First, we're going to start off with a restorative pose. So if you didn't see in the description below, quickly go grab 2 pillows or a bolster if you have one. And I'm also using a block. But if you don't have a block, that's okay. You don't need one. I just like to offer it. If you have one, that's great. So without further ado, let's get started. Like I mentioned, we're going to start off in a restorative pose that you can do any time of day. In my pregnancies, I loved this one. It really helps open up the chest if you find your shoulders are rounding forward. It helps with low back pain. It also gives you a really nice hip opener if you choose so. So you've got your 2 pillows or your bolster. You could actually probably use a pregnancy pillow if you have one, those big U-shaped ones. If you find a way to stack it on top of each other, you could definitely use it to support your back too. But I'm going to guide you through this with my 2 pillows that I have. So we're going to sit, take your time, sit in front of your pillows like this. There's 2 options for your legs. You can keep them out nice and straight in front of you, or take your feet together and open up your knees. And what you want to do is make sure your low back is comfortable, and we're going to guide ourselves down and gently lie on our pillows. And you want to create a very gentle arch in your spine, opening up your upper body and allowing your hands to drop by your sides for now. So this is restorative fish pose, one of my absolute favorites. So just allowing your low back to relax is really, really key here. You want to listen in for the parts of your body that are still feeling really tight and tense. There's so much change going on in your body right now. Take this second to listen into those moments, and send loving messages to ease and relax. And you can do that with your thoughts. You can also do that with your breath. So for me, please now seal your lips and breathe in and out through your nose. Just a few deep breaths. If you have a stuffy nose, sometimes in pregnancy, congestion is very common. So you don't have to breathe in and out through your nose. Just softly breathe in, being mindful of where you're holding on to physical energy, where you're holding on to any tightness, and send calming messages to your brain to relax. When we take deep breaths, we literally do not feel stress. And slide your hands to baby. You can interlace your fingers, place them over baby. And just like we send calming, loving messages to ourselves, send those same beautiful messages to baby. I love you. You are safe. You're protected. You are enough. Already instilling those beautiful sayings so that when they hear them on Earth side, they are so familiar with that. It's like embedded in their DNA. I'm enough, I'm safe, I'm loved. You can obviously choose your own little sayings too. Take 5 more breaths here. Deep breath. Exhale. Deep breath. Exhale. Deep breath. Exhale. Deep breath. Exhale. One more. Breathe in. Open your mouth side out. Take your knees up. Plant your feet on your mat and sway your feet from side to side. You can take your hands by your sides to support your upper body. Just creating some movement in the low back. And what we're going to do now is roll over to one side, whatever is easier for you. I'm going to roll to this side because I don't want to roll to the wall. And we're going to move these pillows off to the side. Thank you, pillows. We might come back for you later. All right, now come to a seated position with me, just in the middle of your mat. Roll your shoulders back. And I spoke a little bit to rounding in the upper body, which is totally normal. We all do it. I find in pregnancy, a lot of moms become super protective, so it's very normal to round your shoulders. Just be mindful of that. Open them up. Even when baby comes, start to practice these little movements so that when we're breastfeeding or bottle feeding our babies, that rounding tends to happen. So just already instilling those good practices in our upper body. And take your arms out nice and long. Take your right hand down to your mat and open up your side body. And come back to center and go right into the other side. Yeah, we'll do one more on each side before we move on. I want to get right into it today. All right, so from here, we're going to turn into our tabletop pose. And you might be feeling very round at this point, depending where you are in your second trimester. And I want to exaggerate the back. So right now, my back is pretty bending towards the floor. So tuck your tailbone in towards you and imagine hugging baby up and in, okay? And we can engage the core or not. It's totally up to you. Just get that nice straight back. And we're going to do a cat pose. So we're going to round the spine upwards, hugging baby up and towards the spine, and then come right back to neutral, okay? And do that again. Come right up, opening up the back, drop the head, just shaking it here, and then come right back to neutral. Let's do this a few more times. Press into the mat, round your shoulders. Imagine taking your mid-spine right up and through your shoulder blades. And come right back. Let's go one more time. Hug in your inner thighs this time. Hug in and up. And then right back to neutral. Awesome. So for me, kick your right foot out and then your left. So we're just coming into a little bit of balancing here, but we're going to add in breath and movement. So breathe in, exhale, release. Breathe in, exhale, release. Breathe in, opposite hand to foot. Exhale, release. Breathe in, exhale, release. One more on each side. Breathe in, exhale, release. Last one. Breathe in and come back. From here, open up your hands a little bit wider than your shoulders. Turn your pointer fingers to the top of your mat. And we're going to sink right back into our downward facing dog. Press the knuckles of your hands down. Lift all 10 fingers, okay? Drop those heels nice and low. While you're here, pedal out your heels and just get that good stretch. A lot of people don't know that downward dog is actually a very restorative pose. So it lengthens the spine, lengthens the backs of the legs from the calf all the way to the hamstrings. Okay, so good. Look to the top of your mat. Let's take our feet wide. Walk those feet up to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, hands to your thighs. Come into that nice straight back. And then forward fold, drop the head. Let's do that one more time. Halfway lift, hands to the thighs. Lengthen your spine. Fold forward. Let go of your day. Shake out your head. Loosen your jaw. Just give yourself a second to be upside down. Yeah, be upside down. Embrace the upside down. Mind you, if you're feeling dizzy in your pregnancy at all, you don't want to stay so forward folded. You can come up a little bit higher and keep your eyes forward if you're feeling dizzy. That's super normal during pregnancy to feel off balance. Just modify as you need to. So with that said, let's take our hands down back to the mat. We'll take one foot at a time to tabletop, back to tabletop. One breath in here together, and then exhale back to downward facing dog. Breathe in, exhale. 2 more breaths. Breathe in, exhale. So my eyes are forward. If I'm feeling a little bit nauseous or dizzy still, just looking forward is really good. Lift your heels, walk your feet up to the top of your mat, halfway lift, fold forward. One more time, halfway lift, fold forward. Halfway lift, find the floor, come back, tabletop, and then go right into downward facing dog. One more breath here. Exhale. So bring your knees down to the floor for me. Walk your hands back to your knees and come up. Okay? We're going to take the right leg forward. Interlace your hands to your thigh. Press yourself up, crescent lunge. So that back leg is straight. Okay? And your back heel is hovering over your toes. And I like to actually stretch out my toes and get a little bit of a nice little stretch in the back of my foot. My plantar there. Soft bend in the knee if you need that. But I want you guys all to take your hands to baby. And when you feel comfortable in your back leg, adjust as you need to. Press into your front foot. Okay, really taking all that energy, all the weight into your heel. Okay? And then lift all 5 toes of your right foot. Really engaging your front thigh. You're going to feel that right away. 3 breaths for me. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Let it go. One more for me. Beautiful. Take your hands behind your back like wings. Interlace your fingers together, okay, if you can. If not, just keep them back behind you. If you can interlace your fingers, roll your shoulders back, lengthen out, puff your chest. And even if your hands are far apart, puff your chest forward, okay? We want to gently hover forward, okay? Not too much, but lengthen out and hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back, bend that back knee, take your hands to your hips, and hop up to the top of your mat. With that left leg, take it over and sit into an eagle pose. So this one, we're just literally sitting into a little chair and crossing our legs. Okay, there's lots of space for baby. Okay. You guys can see what I'm doing. Cross legs, hands to baby, shoulders back. Tuck your tail underneath you and just hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Come to a stand. Take that left leg back again. Open up to warrior two. Drop your shoulders again. Notice any rounding. Tips of your shoulder blades together. Reach forward, extended side angle. Open up the heart to the sky. 3 breaths. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Last one. Breathe in. Beautiful. Hand to your hip. Come all the way up. Turn that front foot now in and fold forward. Wide-legged forward fold. Find the floor with your fingertips and keep your upper body lifted. Just stay and breathe. Now you can bend one knee to the other. Okay, one more breath here. Exhale, fold a little more. Bend both knees at the same time and take your hands to your thighs and come all the way up. Amazing. Toe heel that back foot into the top of your mat. Turn towards the front of the mat. Open up your feet nice and wide. Bend your knees softly and fold forward. Find your mat and then step back, right back to our table. Let's go right back into our cats. So rounding the back for cat pose. Coming back to neutral. Round the back for cat pose. Come back to neutral. Massaging out the low back. Do it one more time. Hug baby up and in. And come all the way back. Fingers to your knees. We'll do the other side now. Coming up to your knees. Interlace your hands to your left leg. Stepping your left leg forward. Straighten that back right leg. Ooh, and melt the shoulders back. Right away, take your hands to baby. And if you're feeling tight in your hips already, you might feel this really tight muscle tension right here. That's okay. You can softly bend the back knee. And breathe through the stretch. Breathe through discomfort. That's okay. Do not sit in pain though. As a mom, we're going to have to really embed those thoughts into our DNA too. We're not going to be in pain. We're not going to be in peril before we ask for help. We're going to sense discomfort. We're going to breathe through it. We're going to be okay. We also have to start to learn. I'm not going to wait until things are awful. Ask for help. It's okay. Breathe through it. It's okay. You're loved. You've got this. You're good enough. Right? All those things that we tell baby. All those things we tell ourselves. Hands by our sides. Option to interlace or not. And gently hover. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Come back up. Bend that back knee a lot. Hop up. And we're going to take eagle on that other side. I'm going to switch my feet actually, so I mirror you. So you guys should be doing the right side over, right leg over there. Shoulders back, tuck the tail, hands to baby, hold for 3, 2, feel that fire, 1. And then take your top leg back and over, warrior 2. And I'll face you guys again. Warrior 2. Drop the shoulders. Reach forward, extended side angle. Eyes to the sky, heart to the sky. Breathe deeply, mama. Breathe deeply. Everything is working for you. You've got everything you need. Even on those days where it's like, I can't breathe, I'm so short of breath. You can breathe. Your body is doing absolutely everything it needs to do. You're good. Come all the way up. Let's take that forward fold one more time. So feet come in, knees in line with your hips, soft bend in the knees, and fold forward. The This time, we're going to walk our hands over to one side. So I'm on my right side here first. Walk your hands back to center, and then go over to the other side. And back to center. Holding yourself up. Take your knees down now, okay? Bring your knees in hip-width apart. First, take out your right leg, okay? We're going to gently slide the right hand down above or below the knee and create gate pose. So your left hand is coming up and over. Nice side body stretch. Take a breath in. Come back to center, and then walk your hands out in front of you. You can come down to your forearms if that is good for you, or you stay nice and lifted. I'm just holding here for a few breaths. And now, push into the floor or the mat in front of you and sit into your back heel. So I'm sending myself back, okay? And then come forward. Okay, breathe in, go back. Exhale, come forward. 3 more. Breathe in, go back. Exhale, come forward. Breathe in, go back. Exhale, come forward. Last one. Awesome. Come back up. Walk your hands in enough to help yourself back up. And we'll switch sides. Well, first maybe roll out your hips, reset your hips. If you're feeling like your knees are kind of aching, you can actually roll the mat in half and use the mat as a cushion. Totally up to you. So take out that other leg, draw your left hand down above or below your knee. Don't sit into your knee joint. And then take your opposite hand up and over. And as you're taking your hand up and over, okay, your right side here, think about keeping your hip grounded, your knee grounded. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Come back up. Hands down to the floor. Hold here. You can come right down to the forearms again or to your hands. Mama's choice. Feels so much nicer with the mat underneath, just like that. I don't do this often, but when I do, I'm like, oh, yes, why don't I do that all the time? So sit back and come forward. You got it. Sit back and come forward. Sit back and come forward. Beautiful. Sit back and come forward. All right, walk your hands again enough to your hips that you help yourself up. Bring both knees in. Unroll your mat if you've used it like that. Okay, now grab one of your pillows. Place your pillow down on the floor behind you. We're gonna do some bridge poses. I love bridge because it's a full body workout. It's so subtle, but it really does work core, thighs, and also your spine. So let's gently, I want you guys to stay on your side, roll down first, and then roll on your back. And we won't stay on our backs long. So if you haven't been on your back, technically, we're coming to a bridge pose. So press into your feet and lift your hips up. If you are worried about laying on your back or being on your back in your pregnancy, that's totally okay. You don't have to be. But for me, being on your back, I think it's okay until you feel dizzy or something doesn't feel right, uncomfortable. But again, it's totally up to you. If you're ever in something that doesn't make you feel good, don't do it. And bring those hips back down. All right, roll to your side again. Help yourself up. We're going to take ourselves, again, in not so much of a bridge pose, but we're going to take our hands behind us like this, and we're just going to sway our knees from side to side. Beautiful. Okay, relax that low back. That's all we need. All right, now turn to face your pillow. Okay, we're going to face the back of our mat, back into our tabletop position. Place your pillow where you need it. Okay. Hands behind your pillow. Take yourself into your downward facing dog, and we're going to come into pigeon pose. So if you want to watch me do it first, I'll show you guys how. Bring your feet to touch, and then send your right knee in, so right side first. Right knee into your right wrist, okay? And your left ankle is going to walk in towards your left hand. So we're square to the mat. Do not sit on your knee. We want the foot to come out just a little bit so you get that deep hip stretch. For the pillow, I like to use the pillow here because you can tuck it underneath this back leg. So you can put it right underneath your hips, which is really, really good. And come down to your forearms. Or you can use the pillow as a pillow underneath your hand. So you choose what works for you. And I want you guys to stay here for 5 deep breaths. And the whole time, only positive words of encouragement. Only good vibes. Now's the time to also practice those barriers, those shields against the things that you just don't want in your pregnancy journey and your motherhood journey. So if you already know, I don't want to experience mom guilt. What is that? What is mom guilt? Yeah, banish it. Only positive vibes. Yeah. Sounds easy. But you are the only one who can change the way you think. It's tough, it's hard, but gotta train our brain to enjoy the tough parts. This is our life. If you're feeling good here, amazing. I'm going to ask you guys to come over. If you have the pillow here, place the pillow back at the top of your mat. Take your time. Sit into your right leg. Gently bring this one forward and take your left calf, shin on top of your bottom leg. Okay, this is double pigeon, also very nice for the hips. Notice if you're feeling really stretchy. Wow, I've never been able to do this before. That's relaxin', it's a hormone, and it definitely is intended to make you feel a little bit more lubricated and stretchy in your joints and muscles. So maybe acknowledge your natural range of motion and stay there. Don't push yourself into something that you've never done before or just doesn't feel great. We're looking for a stretch, not pain. All right, beautiful. So you're gonna want to move your pillow out of the way because you guys are still facing your pillow, and just bring your legs out nice and long in front of you. Shake out your legs. We gotta do the other side. So swing those feet back behind you. Place your pillow back in front of you or where you know you're gonna need it. And downward facing dog. Feet together. You can take your left leg up if that helps, or just swing it in again. Pigeon pose, sit into those hips. So you see I use my back leg to kind of to scooch myself into my stretch. You can do the same. 5 deep breaths. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Inhale. Let it go. In. Out. In. And out. Just walk yourself up. Move your pillow out of the way. Sit into your left bum cheek. Swing your right leg over. Double pigeon. If this back side feels a little bit tricky, you can take that pillow underneath your knee. So you can do that in double pigeon. Just use the props to support your stretch. Just stay here. If you can fold forward a little bit, lead with your heart and fold. Come all the way up. Move the pillow out of the way. Take your legs out, nice and wide. Fold into the last stretch today. Turn your toes to the sky, flex those feet. Keep your heart lifted, eyes lifted. We don't want to round the back. We want to keep ourselves nice and high. Come all the way back to where we started. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes in the side Savasana. So take both of your pillows back beside you. One pillow is going to go in between your knees, the other underneath your head. And if you're using your pregnancy pillow, you can grab that too. That's exactly what it's meant for, comfort. So use your pillows however you need to find the most comfort for you in this moment. And just breathe through how you're feeling, how you're doing. Dropping the extra weight of the day that you just don't need to carry anymore. You can choose to stay here, enjoying the rest of your day in your side Savasana. Or you can push yourself up gently and sit with me. Whatever you choose, it's totally up to you, Mama. I want us to seal practice together. I just want to say I acknowledge you for your practice wherever you are in your pregnancy journey. Thank you for joining me and trusting me as we move through these poses that are supposed to support you during this time. And when you are supported, baby is supported, and that's the ultimate goal. Always send yourself love. Always send yourself what you need. And don't worry about anything else. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Hands to your heart center or hands to baby, wherever you are. Acknowledge yourself for your practice. I acknowledge you for your practice today. Namaste. I leave you here. Wherever you are, if you're still lying down, you're sitting with me, thank you so much for joining us. Have a fantastic day. And of course, like and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. And of course, leave me some comments so I know what to film next. Have a great day, everyone.